truck you probably saw from the title and thumbnail, but I want to go over something real quick. So as you can see, we already have a fully paint matched front end. It looks great, but the back half of this truck is slacking really hard. So as we come to the back of the truck, these taillights, we're going to paint match these. So these taillights, we're going to update those, debadge it, and fully paint match the back half of this truck. And now we might drop the back of this truck down again, because right now it's sitting dead level, but kind of like the 2 inches of leans coming back into style. So we're going to jump with that, because I think that looks pretty good. So we're going to stick with that. And I still got plenty of travel, so it should be fine. But let's get right into this. I'm going to get the taillights pulled off and get this truck out of here, because I don't want overspray on all that stuff. And while we're doing the paint match, I might paint match a couple other things on the truck. But right now, I got to move my aunt's car out of the way so I can back this thing out of the garage. So as we can see, oh my gosh, seems like struggling to start. I'm moving this thing out of the way so I can get that truck pulled out. I want to talk real quick. So I've been wanting to do this for the truck a long time, but living in the Massachusetts area with how terrible the weather has been lately, like usually our winters we get like a dusting of snow, and that's usually about it. This winter we have been getting so slammed with snow, it's like disgusting. But like we just got like 3 feet of snow, and now, well, right now we're at like 3 feet of snow. We got like a foot and like 8 inches, like another 3 inches. So it's not a fun time, but the weather's finally around 40 degrees. Get the garage heated up, do some painting today. All right, the door open. Let's get this thing a cold start. And I'm gonna try and do it with no grid heater to see if it actually struggles to start. The garage is probably around like 30 degrees out right now. This thing always fires right up. Forgot I need to like pull those taillights out. I don't remember what size Torx it is, but we're gonna find out together here. Get this opened up. Let's see what size these are. These are really easy taillights to pull out. Oh, beautiful. Grab the right one. Totally not like I've replaced these ones, because these are the Midnight Edition ones. But, you know, paint matched plus Midnight Edition, that would be pretty dope. All right, let's get this out. Here's just 2 little clips. Pulls right out. One little safety tab. Push connector. And bang, it's removed. And then it's just the same thing on the other side. Didn't have clear coat, so I just had to grab some right there. That was expensive. That was like $80, and that was the smallest ones they sold. I don't know if I got scammed, ripped off, or what, but at least I have clear coat to paint many more things in the future. We're on all the way to Harbor Freight to grab a paint gun, so that would be fun. We drive all over there and sit in Massachusetts traffic once again. You know, I haven't painted in a while, so this is what we're gonna be going with: a cheap water filtration system for the air tank, Teflon tape, and a quick link kit. And we're not going to be going with anything crazy as far as a paint gun at trusty Harbor Freight. We're literally going to be going with your $16 paint gun. Actually, I might get this one. It's $1 more, and it has a gauge, so you want to stay around that 30 PSI for painting. So we're going to get this stuff and get back and actually get to spraying this stuff. I thought I still had all my old equipment. I actually had like a $200 spray gun and everything, but apparently I threw it all out. We get the essentials. If anyone doesn't like Harbor Freight, you're lying to yourself. We're back from the parts store. A quick overview on everything. So to get these taillights paint matched by a professional is around $750 the way we're going to do this. But I'm going to show you guys you can do this for around $300. All the stuff right here, but you can do it with spray cans for a cheaper route, but it's not going to come out as good on these taillights as it will from a spray gun. So what you'll need, you can go with a Harbor Freight spray gun. There's plenty of videos on YouTube that show you how to adjust those things to get a perfect spray. And you need a water separator, just to basically take all the water molecules out, a fitting kit, Teflon tape as well. And also, they sell this in. It will clean out your spray gun between your tint, color, and clear coat. And as far as your sanding paper, maybe a little bit rougher Scotch-Brite if you have little nicks in your taillights. And then obviously followed by a softer one. So how you can make your tint, you can do just your generic black paint. And you'll mix this 1:10 ratio with clear coat. So you do 9 parts of that and 1 part of your tint. As far as color, just your color and reducer. And your clear coat will be clear coat and activator. And you'll need some mixing cups. I'll show you the mixing ratios. Some isopropyl alcohol to wipe everything clean. And some thin fine line tape to fine line this all out, which we'll get right into. sanded. We're now wiping these down with isopropyl alcohol. Like that, perfect. After it's wiped down, that's how you know you did a good job sanding. Because however it looks when you wipe it down is how it's gonna look after you're done painting it. And now if you're seeing any like crazy big scratches, nicks, doesn't look that great, you need to go back in there and you need to resand it. Let this alcohol dry off a little bit. Your generic black paint, clear coat, activator as well. Yep, so we'll do the 4:1 measurement right there. So we'll go, make this easier, go to the 4. Fill it to that line at number 4. So now we're gonna move over to the right and fill to that line number 4. With some activator. All right, so now that we have that both poured in there, this is gonna be our tint. This is not a final clear coat, but you make your tinting through clear coat. All right, and now we have our tint. And now I'd highly recommend if you're a beginner painter to just use some Rust-Oleum lens tint spray out of a spray can. It works great, just do even coats and you'll have good coverage. I didn't go that route. I decided to go the route of the 1:10 ratio with a little bit of black paint and some clear coat, and it had a chemical reaction, unfortunately, when I put color on it. So after this stage, once I got them all masked off, I painted the taillights, had a huge major chemical reaction, so I had to completely re-clean up the taillights and repaint them again. I actually did use Rust-Oleum lens tint. I used that, let them cure for about 12 to 15 hours, and then I went ahead and applied color, and I had no problems at all. So that's just one thing I wanted to clear up. So we just got this lined, so now we'll get some of the actual masking tape, and I'll show you how we're gonna do that. So right there on that orange line, take a razor blade, and you'll want to run very carefully, just cutting the masking tape on that orange tape. Now it's where you're gonna trace. This part, you just need to be extremely cautious. Now we got these taillights fully masked off, obviously making sure that none of this green tape is overhanging past the orange onto that surface. You will see that in the paint. So just make sure it's just the orange contacting this and no overhang. And now make sure to go 2 light coats, 3rd coat a little bit heavier, making sure we're getting full coverage. And once these are fully painted, we'll give it about an hour or so, let these tack up and cure, and then we can carefully remove all this masking tape, making sure to not contact the paint that was just sprayed. Try to keep one hand balancing on the other masking tape or on the tint below the masking tape. Finish that up, you can start applying your clear coat. Obviously going very light on the first coat, pretty much like a dust misting coat. After that, second coat, go a little heavier, and the third coat, really lay it down, get a good coverage of clear coat out of everything, getting different angles, and obviously getting full coverage on the taillight itself. Now we've got these taillights finished up. These things look spectacular. Let these cure overnight. Try and bring them out in the sunlight so you guys can get a better view on how these actually turned out. So as you can see in the sunlight, they're pretty much black. There's a little bit of dust on them. I was painting this in a garage, but it seems like it matches pretty well. Let's get these thrown in the truck and see how they look. As you can see, that actually matches the paint extremely well, like literally perfect. But yeah, I think that looks pretty dope. That's what you do. I think we're gonna do next is take off the limited badge here and the 4x4 badge to kind of achieve a little bit of a more debadged look. But I gotta run to the dump and dump some trash before I do that, before they close. So let's dump all that and we'll get back to removing those badges. We gotta make a quick dump removal run to get rid of all this junk in the bed of the truck. So let's go do that real quick. Oh my gosh, this thing's seeing a dump.
G Mellow Transfer Station.
As we arrive to the dump, which As we arrive to the dump, which is actually pretty cool, they have a scale here, so we'll actually be able to see what this truck truly weighs I think this truck weighs around, I want to say like 7,200 pounds. But it does, I'm just weight in the back right now. This might be a little heavier. So the second time around we go to weigh this thing, we'll see what this thing weighs. Because hopefully it's not too heavy. Because I did a little bit of stuff. Get this thing pulled up there. See what this thing's weighing in at. I do have wide wheels on this thing, so hopefully I don't curb one of them. Just be carefully get this thing pulled up on. Give it a thumbs up. Yep, we got a thumbs up. Perfect. All right, let's see what this thing. Let's get this thing unloaded. All the junk we have in the back of this thing. We gotta go right up over there and hand unload this all because I don't have a dump. Get all the trash unloaded out. Look at the size of that thing. That is wild. Pretty blown away at what he's seeing under the hood. So what do you think?
I like it.
Solid 700 out of this thing. Gotta flip this tire back down. Hope we don't get any flat tires rolling out of this place, but we'll check back. Workers here was pretty blown away by the truck. I told him, would you believe me if this thing makes 700 horsepower? And he's like, I don't know, it sounded pretty loud pulling in. I popped the hood for him. He was blown away when he saw up under the hood. Super cool people here at G-Mellow Dump up in, I think, Georgetown I'm in right now. Super cool people. We're back on the scale, and we're gonna grab a slip to see what this truck weighs in at. So we just got our slip back, and it was actually pretty cheap, only 41 bucks for just about, what was it, around 240 pounds of trash. It's around $41, not bad. But anyways, so we weighed in at around 8,000, but with me in it, we are sitting at 7,840 pounds. That is crazy. So this thing's actually very heavy. Dude, I didn't realize that. This thing's pretty much 8,000 pounds with another passenger in it. Right around 8,000 pounds. And this truck is very, very fast. So I'm really curious to see the true number. I want to say it's going to make around 600, maybe 700 horse. But we're going to get it dynoed very, very soon to see what the actual number that this truck actually puts down. Because for being an 8,000 pound truck, this truck moves out. Anyone I've had in this truck too, I've had like 5 people in this truck at once, and they're even very impressed. So we'll get this thing on the dyno very soon here, and hopefully see what this truck actually puts down for a number on the dyno. Heading back right now to get the rest of the badges off the truck and maybe detail this thing up a little bit. But, you know, while we're driving it, might as well give you guys a quick sound look of how this thing sounds. It's a second gen swap 6.7, so these things are pretty loud. But anyways, let's get back. And let's get the rest of those badges taken off. Well, get back, take the badges off, and get this thing looking right.